You are not promised tomorrow. Let that hit you for a moment. We all walk through life acting like we've got an unlimited amount of time, like tomorrow is guaranteed, like we've got years to figure things out. But the truth is, life is unpredictable. You don't get to choose how much time you're given. You only get to choose how you spend it. And the harsh reality is that most people are sleepwalking through their days, waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of themselves to finally start living. That's not living. That's wasting your life. You don't need a wake-up call in the form of tragedy to realize the value of a single day. You just need to get honest with yourself. How many days have you let go by without taking one real step toward the life you want? How many hours have you spent scrolling, doubting, avoiding, making excuses? And then you tell yourself you're tired, or it's not the right time, or you'll start next week. That thinking, that mindset, is the very reason people look back at their lives with regret. They didn't run out of time. They ran out of courage. They ran out of decisions. They ran out of action. You don't need to know your 5-year plan to start changing your life. You just need to stop wasting this day, this moment, because this moment is all you actually have. That's the truth we all want to avoid. We think there will be some magical day when it all clicks and we suddenly become the person we always dreamed of being. But it doesn't work like that. You become that person by choosing every single day to stop wasting your time on things that don't move you forward. You become that person by waking up and reminding yourself that life is now, not later. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. The difference is when you act, you're building something with your time. You're putting meaning into your minutes. You're no longer living on autopilot. You're living with intention. And when you live with intention, even your failures start to mean something. Even your detours teach you something. Because you're engaged, you're present, you're trying. That's the difference between a wasted life and a fulfilling one. Not perfection, but participation. We've all been through moments where we felt stuck, lost, uncertain, but staying there is a choice. You can sit in your fear or you can do something about it. And the moment you stop giving your energy to fear, you create space for progress. It might be messy, it might be slow, but it's movement. And movement beats regret every single time. Don't waste your life thinking you need to have it all figured out. You don't. You just need to take your time seriously. You need to treat your minutes like they matter, because they do. Every time you choose growth over comfort, discipline over excuses, presence over distraction, you are reclaiming your life. You are refusing to let it slip by unnoticed. People think wasting your life means doing nothing. It doesn't. It means doing the wrong things. It means letting fear write your story. It means chasing approval instead of purpose. It means delaying your dreams because you're scared of starting small. That's not harmless. That's heartbreaking. And you're better than that. You know it. So today, this hour, this minute, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep wasting time pretending you have more of it? Or are you going to wake up and live for none? The choice is always yours. And it's always right now. You are always making a choice. Whether you realize it or not, every minute of every day, you are choosing how to spend your time, where to direct your focus, what to give your energy to. And the biggest lie we tell ourselves is, I didn't have a choice. You always have a choice. Not choosing is still a choice. Wasting time is a choice. Avoiding the work is a choice. Doubting yourself and staying stuck, that too is a choice. And when you really understand that, you stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or the people around you for where you are. You start owning it. Because if you're the one making the choices, then you're the one with the power to change everything. People think change happens in some big, dramatic moment, but it doesn't. It happens in the small, invisible decisions you make every single day. Do you snooze the alarm or get up and go? Do you scroll for an hour or read the book? Do you say yes to what scares you or stay in the comfort zone that's slowly suffocating your potential? Your life is a reflection of those small choices. And the more you choose distraction, delay, or fear, the more you train yourself to settle for less. But the more you choose effort, courage, and focus, the more you build a life you're actually proud of. The truth is, your future is not something that just happens to you. It's built by you. Every single day, brick by brick, decision by decision, you're either building a future you want to live in or one you'll want to escape. And that future is being shaped right now in your habits, your routines, your mindset. That's why awareness is everything. Because when you understand that each moment is an opportunity to take back control, you stop wasting time waiting for motivation or inspiration to show up. You realize that the real game changer is discipline. And discipline is just choosing what you want most over what you want right now. Think about how many times you've said, "I don't feel like it." That sentence has robbed more people of their dreams than failure ever has, because it becomes a habit, a default. And the more you give into that feeling, the more you teach yourself that your comfort matters more than your calling. But growth doesn't care how you feel. Progress doesn't wait for your mood to catch up. If you want to build something meaningful, you have to act when it's hard. You have to decide that your goals are non-negotiable. And when you make that decision, everything changes. Not overnight, but over time. Consistency compounds. Effort builds momentum. And momentum creates confidence. Confidence isn't something you magically wake up with. It's something you earn by showing up for yourself. Every time you do the thing you didn't feel like doing, every time you make the hard choice instead of the easy one, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. And enough votes in the right direction, that's how you change your life. But none of that happens until you take responsibility. As long as you're blaming your schedule, your boss, your past, or your situation, you stay stuck because you've given away your power. The moment you take it back, you become unstoppable. You start to see that your excuses are optional. Your limitations aren't fixed. Your story is still being written, and you're the one holding the pen. Every second is a chance to choose again, to course correct, to say, "This time, I'm doing it differently." And it doesn't have to be dramatic. It starts with one small, intentional decision to stop wasting time and start choosing the life you actually want. Because at the end of the day, you're not the result of one giant decision. You're the result of 1,000 tiny ones. So ask yourself, what am I choosing right now? Am I choosing growth or am I choosing to stay the same? That question, answered honestly, is the key to everything. Discomfort is the compass to growth. It's not a punishment, it's a signal that you're on the edge of something meaningful. But most people run from that feeling. They avoid the awkward conversation, the difficult decision, the risk of failing, the challenge of beginning something new. And that avoidance over time becomes a habit. It becomes a lifestyle. People convince themselves that comfort is the goal, that ease is success. But here's the truth. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. Nothing extraordinary, fulfilling, or purpose-driven is built in comfort. Growth always lives on the other side of resistance. Every time you feel fear, self-doubt, or discomfort, your brain is doing its job. It's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you in the familiar because familiar feels safe. But safe and meaningful are not the same. You cannot expand, evolve, or step into the life you're capable of by repeating the same patterns over and over again. You have to disrupt yourself. You have to lean into the very things that make you uncomfortable. That's where the change happens. That's where you meet the real version of yourself, the one who is capable, strong, and far more resilient than you ever gave yourself credit for. Think about any time in your life when you felt truly proud of yourself. It wasn't when everything was easy. It wasn't when you were coasting. It was when you did something hard, when you pushed through fear, when you finished something you started, when you kept going, even when it sucked. That's because growth creates pride. Progress builds confidence. But neither of those things come without discomfort. Discomfort is your teacher. It's feedback. It tells you what matters to you. If you're nervous to speak up, it means your voice matters. If you're afraid to fail, it means your goal matters. If you're uncertain about starting, it means the journey matters. And the very presence of discomfort is proof that you're pushing the edge of what you think is possible. You're stretching the limits of who you are. And that's exactly what growth requires. You don't get stronger by avoiding the weight. You get stronger by lifting it, even when it's heavy, especially when it's heavy. And life works the same way. The more you avoid the things that scare or challenge you, the smaller your world becomes. But the more you choose to face them, even imperfectly, the more powerful and capable you become. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about acting while you're afraid. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. Not because the fear disappears, but because you get used to walking with it. And here's the thing no one tells you. Discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts. The pain of pushing through something difficult fades, but the pain of wondering what if can stay with you forever. Don't let that happen. Don't waste your life choosing ease over impact. Don't settle for safe when you know you were made for more. You don't have to take massive leaps. You just have to stop running from the discomfort and start seeing it for what it is, a sign that you're on the right path. Every time you feel resistance, that's a doorway. Every time you want to quit, that's a test. Every time you feel like you're not ready, that's an opportunity to grow. The discomfort you feel isn't blocking you. It's building you. But only if you keep moving forward. Stop waiting to feel comfortable. Stop waiting to feel ready. That moment may never come. Start using discomfort as your guide. Let it point you toward the areas of your life that are asking for more of you. Trust that when something feels hard, it doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It might mean you're finally on the right one. Growth demands something from you. Not just time or energy, but courage. Courage to do the uncomfortable thing today so you don't wake up 5 years from now wishing you had started. So the next time you feel fear, doubt, resistance, don't run. Lean in. That's your invitation to become who you're meant to be. Your excuses are costing you time. And time is the one thing you can never get back. Every time you say, I'll do it later, I'm too tired, I don't know where to start, what you're really doing is giving away another moment of your life, one you'll never get again. People think excuses are harmless, that they're just little delays or temporary pauses, but they're not. They're the slow, silent killers of potential. Excuses are how dreams shrink. They're how goals die quietly. And the worst part, you often don't even notice it happening. It feels normal. It feels justified. But every excuse, no matter how small, is stealing something from your future. We all make excuses. It's part of being human. But what separates those who change their lives from those who stay stuck is the decision to stop letting those excuses run the show. You don't need to eliminate fear. You don't need to erase doubt. You just need to stop using them as reasons to wait. Because waiting doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. It traps you in cycles of overthinking and regret. And while you're stuck in your head, life is still moving forward. The world isn't slowing down because you're scared. The clock doesn't pause while you build up the courage. Time keeps ticking. And the longer you let excuses make your decisions, the more life you waste. The truth is, most of the things you tell yourself are just stories. Stories you've repeated so many times, you've started to believe them. I'm too old, it's too late, I'm not good enough, I'll fail, I don't have the time. These are not facts. They're patterns, and patterns can be broken. But only if you become aware of them. Only if you catch yourself in the moment and choose something different. Because the moment you realize that your excuses are optional, you start taking your power back. You start owning your time instead of losing it. Think about it. Every time you delay something that matters to you, you're choosing comfort over progress. You're saying, I'd rather feel safe now than fulfilled later, and the cost of that decision isn't just time, it's confidence. Every excuse you make chips away at your belief in yourself. But every time you push through, even in a small way, you rebuild that belief. You start to see that you're capable of doing hard things, that you don't need perfect conditions to start, you just need to start. And here's what no one tells you. You don't need motivation to stop making excuses. You need discipline. Motivation is great when it shows up, but it's not reliable. Discipline is a decision. It's choosing to do the thing anyway, even when you don't feel like it, even when your mind is throwing every excuse in the book at you. Discipline is saying, I hear you, fear, but I'm not stopping here. That's what builds momentum. And momentum changes everything. The smallest action can shatter the biggest excuse. One step, one decision, one uncomfortable move. That's all it takes to shift the energy. And once you move, even just a little, you start to feel it. You start to remember who you are. You remember that you're not stuck. You're not powerless. You're just out of practice. You've been so used to telling yourself no that you forgot how to say yes to your future. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You just need to stop defending the limits that are holding you back. Stop justifying your inaction. Stop explaining why you can't and start proving that you can. Every excuse has an opposite action. If you're too busy, carve out 5 minutes. If you're scared of failing, try anyway. If you feel behind, take the first step now. You're never too far gone to begin again, but you have to begin. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Excuses feel safe. They give you a way out, but they also keep you out of the life you want, the goals you've set, the person you could be. You deserve more than a life ruled by fear and delay. You deserve a life defined by intention, action, and ownership. And that life starts when you stop giving your time to excuses and start giving it to your future. Clarity comes from action, not overthinking. You can sit around for days, weeks, or even years trying to plan the perfect moment, the perfect strategy, the perfect you, but until you do something, until you take that first imperfect step, nothing changes. Overthinking is the silent killer of progress. It feels like you're doing something, like you're preparing, but you're not. You're stalling. You're stuck in the loop of what if and maybe later. And while you're there, your goals remain untouched, your potential unexplored, your life on pause. The biggest misconception we have is that we need to feel certain before we act, that we need to be confident, ready, qualified. But confidence doesn't precede action. It's a result of it. You become confident by doing. You build clarity by moving forward. The moment you start acting, even without knowing exactly where it's going, things begin to shift. You gather data, you learn, you grow. And that learning becomes your roadmap. That action becomes your fuel. You realize what works, what doesn't, what you're capable of, and what truly matters to you. But none of that insight shows up until you do. There's a voice inside your head that wants to keep you safe. It says, wait, plan more, think it through again. It convinces you that if you just think harder, you'll figure it all out in your head. But that's not how real transformation happens. You can't think your way into a new life. You have to live your way into it. And that means risking being a beginner. It means being willing to fail. It means looking messy, being unsure, making mistakes. But that's how all progress begins, with action that's uncertain, uncomfortable, and absolutely necessary. You don't need to know everything right now. You just need to do the next right thing. And sometimes that right thing is simply starting, sending the email, writing the page, going to the gym, applying for the job, having the hard conversation. Whatever it is that you've been putting off because you're waiting to feel ready, do it. Because ready is a myth. It's a lie your brain tells you to protect you from discomfort. And if you keep waiting for it, you'll spend your life waiting. People who succeed aren't the ones who have all the answers. They're the ones who are willing to move forward without them. They understand that clarity is a process, not a prerequisite. They don't let the fear of doing it wrong stop them from doing it at all. And because they take action, they learn faster, grow quicker, and gain more confidence than the ones still sitting on the sidelines trying to get it just right. It's not about being fearless, it's about doing it anyway. It's about trusting that the answers will come when you move, when you speak up, when you try, when you act, you begin a conversation with the world, you start getting feedback. And that feedback gives you insight. That insight gives you direction. And that direction gives you power. But it all starts with a single step. Don't let perfectionism become your excuse. Don't let the fear of making the wrong move keep you frozen. You will never know everything before you begin. That's not how life works. You figure it out along the way. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it might be messy, but messiness is better than stagnation. Movement is better than paralysis. Any step, even the smallest one, beats sitting in your head hoping clarity magically appears. You are not supposed to have all the answers right now. You're supposed to have the courage to begin. Action leads to clarity. Clarity leads to confidence. Confidence leads to momentum. And momentum is what transforms your life. But it always starts with doing the thing, even when you're scared, even when it's imperfect, even when you don't feel ready.